is calling to me. I swear I've never been more excited for one season in my entire life. Hello, and welcome to a series which I'm going to be calling my Fall Diary. I'm so excited for this series, okay? It feels weird that you're all the way up there. Come here. Happy fall, guys. It might be 90 degrees outside right now, but you'll never know because in here, it's fall, okay? So I had this idea for a series a while ago, and I'm so excited that I finally get to start filming it because this is just gonna be so fun. So the premise of it is that there's going to be 6 parts, and in each part, I will be reading a Harry Potter book. I feel like all of us have just entered back into our Harry Potter phase, and I'm very happy for all of us. Usually what ends up happening is I only read the first book, which is okay because the first book is like super cozy and perfect for fall, and that's all I really ever want to read. But this year I realized that it has been so long since I've read the rest of the series that I don't even remember what happens in certain books. So I am going to be reading Harry Potter, but I'm also going to just be doing fun fall things, you know, giving you book recommendations, fall clothing hauls, you know, going to pumpkin patches, baking cookies, all of that good stuff. I am going to put a disclaimer that I think I am going to make these reading vlogs a little spoilery. I think it's just going to be really hard to, you know, give feedback on a 6-book series without spoiling anything. And to be fair, you have had a while to read Harry Potter. So, if you have not read Harry Potter yet and you have been wanting to, this would be the perfect time to read along with me. Just read Harry Potter because it's fall and it's just perfect. I'm so excited. So, this is actually the real book that I have of Harry Potter. This is a beautifully designed book by Mina Lima. She does just gorgeous illustrations. Like, here's the letter, here's Dumbledore's thingy, and I don't know, she just oh my gosh, look at the Dursleys. So I am going to be reading this for the first time. Like, I've looked through all the pictures, but I've never read the book in this format, so I'm so excited. I know that they do have book 2 and 3 out in this format, but I'm on a very strict book buying ban at the moment. Like, I don't think I can justify buying them. So I will be reading the rest of the series just in novel form like this. But these are just beautiful books. And if you ever want to like experience Harry Potter to the next level, you should try getting these because they're so cool. Let's go read some books. So Starbucks actually released their fall drinks a few days ago, and I've been dying to try the new pumpkin spice chai latte that they have. I've heard it's super good, and so I'm gonna go get one and start this book. Okay, so they were out of all their chai, so I got the shaken apple espresso instead. I also heard that one was good, but now we're gonna have to try the chai one. So yeah, we've got to mix it. Let's try it. I'm not gonna lie, I cannot taste the apple crisp. It doesn't taste any different to me.
Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive were proud to say they were perfectly normal, thank you very much. They were the last people you'd expect to be involved in anything strange or mysterious.
Or indeed anyone to share it with. It was a nice feeling sitting there with Ron, eating their way through all Harry's pasties, cakes and
Look, I got a lot of books. I do have a bunch of fall recommendations that I want to share with you because I was looking through my shelves and I realized that like basically every book on my shelf would be perfect to read during fall because I'm such a fantasy girly. Like almost everything is a fantasy book on my shelf. And I realized that I actually have quite a few that aren't like really popular, and I thought, you know what, I should share these with people because obviously I could give you recommendations of all the books that I have that are constantly recommended, but chances are you've probably already seen those recommendations. So I tried to gather a stack of ones that were lesser known. So we've got Pax. It follows this fox who's trying to find his way back to his like owner, this little boy. It just gives off such fall vibes because foxes, you know, they're fall. This is like the perfect cozy like middle grade book to read. I have started this book multiple times and every time I have to stop because it makes me so sad because the beginning reminds me of all those videos where people like dump their dogs and leave them, and oh my gosh, it makes me cry every single time. So I'm hoping this year that I can finally get past the sad part and read the rest of this book. We've got A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. I feel like basically any classical literature is perfect for fall. You know, it's just like, but this one especially, A Tale of Two Cities, I've been wanting to read this book for so long since I watched the play. French Revolution, classical literature, and that just seems so perfect for fall. And then there's this book, which is called Better Than Fiction. It's about this girl who doesn't like reading and this guy who loves reading falling in love. And it's just, look at the cover first of all, and then also it's just set in bookstores. I can just tell that the main guy is gonna be a soft, like cute little romance, and I'm so excited to read this book. Like this is number one on my list. I don't know why. My brain is just wired to like want it. We've got A Natural History of Dragons. This book reminds me so much of Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. And I feel like dragons remind me a lot of colder weather because I read fantasy a lot during the colder months. And so dragons just correlate to fall with me. This is cool because it's written like it's a memoir of this fictional character. And I think it's going to be a cute romance and a really cool world and just a really interesting writing style. This is probably the oldest book on my TBR, and I finally want to get to it this year because it's thin. Like, why haven't I read it yet? It's called L-M-N-O-P, and yes, you did hear that right. It's like L-M-N-O-P, but it's Ella Minnow P. It's genius. It's about this town that I think they're like the founder of that one sentence that has every single letter in the alphabet is from this town, and slowly the letters start like falling off of the sign, and so they agree to not use that letter in their writing anymore when it falls off. So this book is consisting of all the letters of the people in the town, and slowly like you'll notice that there's no more E's in their letters and there's no more Q's or something, and I just think this would be such a fun, interesting read, and it's so short. I just want to try it. And then we have our last book, which is called The Shadow in the Glass. This is a Cinderella retelling, and I've heard that it's kind of spooky and it's like just a really good like October month read. It's about Ella, who used to be like a servant maid, you know? And then she meets her fairy godmother, which is kind of like a genie in this one. She'll grant her 7 wishes, but each wish comes with a price. I feel like this book is going to have a very deep and meaningful message to it, because anytime there's a genie involved, I just feel like people are gonna learn to value what they have, you know? So that's what I'm hoping with this one, and I'm also hoping there's a romance in here, but I'm actually not sure now that I'm thinking about it. I mean, it's Cinderella, so there's gotta be, right? Anyways, if you want to see me read those books, you should go watch my other series, the Taylor Swift videos, because that's probably where I'll be reading them. Because, as I said, in these videos, I am simply going to be reading Harry Potter. I'm sorry, that's so weird. I feel like I always try and, like, flip my hair, because when it's crimped like this, like, I want to flip it for some reason, but I just look so silly when I do that. Hi, guys. So, funny story. I am really sick at the moment. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't feel sick, but it's like every time I try and stand up, I have the worst headache. It's like throbbing, like it makes my vision go blurry. It's so bad. So I'm just gonna stay in bed all day because I really don't want that. But it's good news because that means I get to finish Harry Potter. I'm in the middle of chapter 8. Look at how cute this book is. Yeah, so he just got to Hogwarts. He's about to meet Snape for the first time. And then the troll's about to, like, you know, come freak everyone out. Every time I read the first Harry Potter book, I kind of get taken back because it's such a middle grade book. Like, it reads like such a middle grade book that I'm like, oh yeah, this is supposed to be a children's series. Like, the ending books definitely are not children's books, but, like, it's just crazy that this started as, like, a cozy middle grade fantasy, and it ends as, like, this dark, morbid war book. But yeah, I've been listening to it with the audiobook because, so Jim Dale, he's the one who narrates the Harry Potter books, and it's literally not the same. If you just read it without listening to the audiobooks, it's not the same story. It's weird. Like, he just, I don't know, he makes sentences, like, he says them in a certain tone that you never would have imagined them in, but then you're like, wait, that makes sense. Like, I don't know. Yeah, so I'm going to have the best sick day ever.
The size of a large walnut. It was bright gold and had little fluttering silver wings. This, said Wood, is the golden snitch, and it's the most important ball of the lot. On Halloween morning, they woke to the delicious smell of baking pumpkin wafting through the corridors. Ron, however, was to be working with Hermione Granger. It was hard to tell whether Ron or Hermione was angrier about this.
How have I never caught this before? I just read the scene where Harry goes into the Enchanted Forest for, like, detention, which is the weirdest detention. Like, how do they justify putting their students' lives in danger to teach them a lesson of not putting themselves in danger, you know? Anyways, first of all, the movie does this scene so differently, and I've never understood why, because I feel like it makes sense for the centaurs to, like, be interested in the planets and stuff, but in the movies, like, that's never even mentioned. But listen to this. So he says, Firenze saved me, but he shouldn't have done so, because Bane was furious. He was talking about interfering with what the planets say is going to happen. And then Harry's like, they must show that Voldemort's coming back. Bane thinks Firenze should have let Voldemort kill me. I suppose that's written in the stars too. Also, I keep finding scenes that I love about Neville. Like, I love Neville. He's probably my favorite character. besides Ginny, but Ginny's not even in this book, so, you know. Neville and Ginny are where it's at, bro. I also am really enjoying Fred and George this time around. Like, I've always loved Fred and George, but I've never been just, like, obsessed with them like some people are, but oh, I love them. They're so cute. Okay. The last chapter of Harry Potter, and then I'm gonna watch the movie because I'm having so much fun, and I keep thinking of like scenes from the movie that are just like slightly different that I really want to see. Dude, Dumbledore is ruthless for that move at the end. Like, imagine being a Slytherin and almost winning the House Cup, and then all these first years come in and break all the rules and then win the House Cup. From last place. I wonder which house the headmaster was in. I wonder. Seems like a dirty move to me. Just furthering the fact that I think Dumbledore is a really bad guy. Obviously, this is a very small example, but if you've read the ending and you know like the pig for slaughter line, that's what I'm referencing. And throughout this series, you better believe that I'm going to be giving proof. And this is my first amount of proof. We don't know this for certain, but Harry is speculating that Dumbledore knew that all of these 11-year-olds, they're 11. He thought that Dumbledore knew that these 11-year-olds were going to go to find the Sorcerer's Stone, and he was just gonna let them. He was like, yeah, he's proven himself. No, no, they're 11. And then also, just the blatant disrespect for the Slytherins in this book. I get it that Draco Malfoy is a bully and that he's from Slytherin, but they can't all be bullies. Maybe they're all bullies because of how you treat them. Have we ever thought of that? Maybe if you didn't ostracize the Slytherins, they would be nicer to you. I know, crazy. I'm sure everyone will agree with me on this point. I just like to make it every time I read the first book because it's so blatantly rude to the Slytherin house. We need to remember these are 11-year-old children. If they are horrible and mean, it's because their parents raised them to be horrible and mean. And all you're doing is perpetuating their bad childhood by hating on them just because of the house they were sorted in. You might not even know their name and you hate them because they're in Slytherin. How is that any better than the Slytherins hating you because you're a Muggle?